الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. أما بعد، قال أمير المؤمنين علي بن أبي طالب صلوات الله وسلامه عليه: أين إخوان الذي ركبوا الطريق ومزوا على الحق؟ أين عمار وأين ابن التيهان وأين ذو الشهادتين؟ Friendship is an important aspect of all our lives. A couple nights ago, we talked about the importance of the rights of your parents over you. Friendship, I would say, is just as important as your parents. Because in our lives, when we grow up, we'll either make friends or we'll break from friends. And essentially you have the saying where people say, your friend will either make you or break you. As in, you can have a good friend that could take you to the highest levels. Or you could have a bad friend who could take you to the deepest levels of misery. In Risalat al-Huquq, as I mentioned, the book by Imam Zain al-Abidin, the Treatise of Rights, Risalat al-Huquq, he looks at the different types of rights. These are transcendental rights and other rights that you won't necessarily find in legal books. One particular right he looks at is the right of your companion or your friend. And Imam stresses on the companion of a person. What does he say? It says the right of your friend or your sahib, because we call them ashab. Your friend or your close companion is your ashab. The right of your companion is that you act as his companion with bounty and mercy. In other words, you give him what you have and you are merciful to him. You honor him as he honors you. And you do not let him be the first with generosity. Meaning that when something is said to be nice, you should be the first person to say it. Don't expect him to, let's say, extend his hand first and say Salaam Alaikum. Try to be the first person who acts in generosity with your friend. If he is the first to be with generosity, you repay him. You wish for him as he wishes for you. Meaning whatever is yours, or whatever you like in life, you wish for the same for your friend. And you restrain him from any acts of disobedience. If you find your friend going towards the wrong path, you try and stop him. If you can't stop him, you try and advise him and say, listen, take my advice. This isn't the best idea. Maybe don't go towards that direction. Be a mercy for him and not a chastisement. Meaning, be a reason for him to grow in life, not a reason for him to be miserable in life. These are the words of Imam Zain al-Abidin when he talks about the rights of your friend. The question then arises, how do you know if a person is worthy of being your friend? Because we've got a lot of friends, and we've got different category of friends as well. What are the categories? You have, for example, an acquaintance as a friend. Or you've got, for example, your BFF. We call them BFF, best friends. Or you've got a friend who is a hi, hello, how are you kind of friend. You see down the street, it's every day or so, but they're not that close to you. Then you've got the friend who you call your brother because he's so close to you, you've grown up with the guy, and you've been through thick and thin with him. That's why you call him your brother. He's closer to you even though he's not related by blood. So we've got different categories of friends. The question then comes, what's a true friend? How do I know what a true friend is? I've got a lot of friends on social media. On Instagram I've got a lot of friends. On Facebook I've got a lot of friends. Many of us have a lot of friends on Facebook and Instagram. And the psychology behind social media is that the more friends or followers I have, the more loved I am, or the more popular I am. You look at people, some have 1,000 followers, some have 2,000 followers, some have 50 followers. So the question is asked because the psychology is the more friends I have or the more followers I have on social media, the more popular I am. Usually this is the type of mentality we have. I ask you a question. Out of all the followers that you have on social media, hand on heart, how many of those can you say you trust? Of those friends, let's say you have 1,256 followers. Of those 1,256 followers, how many can you trust? How many can you say, you know what, this is my brother? Or I can share things that I don't necessarily share with my parents, but I'll share with him. How many? You realize that 1,256 becomes a very small number after that. If you want to know sometimes why life is such a mess, or why you feel so lost in this world, maybe sometimes it's a good piece of reflection to look around you and who you hang around with. Then you'll get an understanding as to why life might be the way it is. Because there are people on social media, you have them post hashtag BROS, bros. Or you have people who post hashtag brothers for life, or hashtag my brother, or hashtag broski, hashtag so on, so on, so on. Those people you call bros, when times get difficult, they suddenly disappear, don't they? Because when life gets tough, not everybody wants to be associated with you. Sometimes, when things get difficult, people become a stranger to you. All those people who you called your brothers, at times of difficulty, they completely act like a stranger. He's like, I don't even know you. A person, let's say he commits a crime, and he goes to jail. The brother, his so-called brother, he says, bro, I'll take a bullet for you. Or you're my brother, I'll give my life for you. So then the guy in jail says, okay, come serve my life sentence. And then I'll call you my brother. He says, I don't think I can do that. That's too much. He says, I thought you were my brother. What happened to bros for life? I'm in jail. I'm in a pinch. I'm having difficulty. What's happened to brothers for life? So you realize sometimes it's just lip service. You say you're my brother, you're this, you're that. But when times get difficult, they slide away. Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib one day gives an advice to his son Imam al-Hassan. He says, my son, dear Hassan, stay away or beware of 4 types of friends. 4 types of friends, beware of them. He says the first type of friend you should be aware of is the fool. Because with the intention of helping you, he may end up harming you. Some days they'll make you laugh, but believe me, there'll be a day where they'll make you cry. This is the fool. Now, what I want you to realize is that the fool, that his heart may not necessarily be bad. He's a nice guy from heart, but the decisions he makes in life isn't the best. How many of you have been in a situation where you're like, if you hadn't said that, we would have not been in trouble? Or you say, listen, I'm going to tell you a secret, don't tell anyone. And then tomorrow you later find out that he's told half the community. So his wisdom isn't the best. That's the first person you are to be aware of. Number 2, Imam Ali says to his son, oh my dear Hassan, beware of the sinner. These are types of friends I'm pointing out. The sinner is a person who finds doing haram very easy and okay. The person who finds doing haram easy and okay, blatantly, like normally, don't be surprised one day if he stabs you at the back. If a person who prays, who doesn't pray 5 times a day, I tell you, don't be surprised when one day he stabs you in the back. Why? Because I say, if a person who cannot be loyal to his creator, how do you expect him to be loyal to his creation? Understand? Now that person, you'll see him in mosques. Muharram, he's there. 19th of Ramadan, 21st of Ramadan, 23rd of Ramadan, he's there. Big events, he's there. Eid events, he's there. But when you want a version or a moment of haram time, he's there as well. Second type of person you want to be aware of is the sinner. Third type of person, Imam says, is the miser. Beware of the miser. The miser is a person who we call a stingy. You know how you go into a restaurant and you go with your friend, and when it's time to pay, the guy makes an excuse, oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And you end up paying. The guy never ends up paying anyway. So the miser is stingy because the sad thing about the miser is that he loses in this world and in the hereafter. He loses in this world a true friend and the quality of being a true friend, and in the hereafter it's his loss anyway. So beware of the miser. The fourth reason is beware of the envious friend. Envious is basically the jealous friend. Beware of the jealous friend. This friend is going to have something to say every single moment of your life. If you achieve something in life, they'll have something to say. Let's say you're at a car showroom and you buy a car, and the color you like is white, and you buy the white color. And he says, look, it's nice, but I think black should have been better. You're like, it's my car, you know? Why does it matter? Or if you buy a house and you've got a veranda, let's say, you build a veranda, he says, look, it's nice, but I think you should have put that in there. So whatever happens, they'll have an opinion on it because they're envious. In Islam, we have two types of envy. We have ghibta and we have hasad. We've got positive envy and we've got negative envy. Usually when I talk about envy, people see it as a negative thing. Because when I say envy, you're like, oh, it's a jealous type, it's a bad thing. Islam said there's two types of envies. Positive envy, negative envy. What are they? Negative envy is the one we are aware of, hasad. When you say Farani is very hasudi, or someone is very hasudi, they're a very envious person in a negative manner. But ghibta is different, it's positive envy. In essence, ghibta and let's say hasad are two types of du'as. In what way? Positive envy is basically saying you witness a person who is successful in life and you're like, MashaAllah. May Allah continue to bless him with what he has, and may Allah have a look at us and bless us as well. That's positive envy. In other words, you want the best for the person and you want the best for yourself. Then you have hasad. Hasad is the negative envy, where you look at the person and you're like, why is he getting everything? Why is he so successful in life? He's got this many houses, he's got this, he's got that. I've got nothing. Ya Allah, remove them from his blessings and give it to us. That's negative envy. So these are the types of friends Imam said you don't want. So the question comes, if these are the types of friends I don't want, what are the types of friends that I do want? Imam gives you three criteria to find a true friend. It says a friend will protect you in three situations or three circumstances. The first situations Imam says a friend will protect you, you're going to know he's a true friend, is in the time of need, adversity. When something happens to you or times are difficult for you, a true friend will be there with you. Because when Saqifa happened and the people had gone, let's say election of Saqifa, let's say 300 people came to Imam Ali and they said, oh Ali, don't you see what they've done in Saqifa? After the Prophet passed away, Saqifa happened. They said, look, us 300, we're going to fight for you for what's right on yours. Because on the day of Ghadir, when he had his hand lifted up, Man kuntu mawla fa'ada Ali mawla, everybody recognized it. Imam Ali is the successor of the Prophet. But when Saqifa happened, they said, listen, those people who have usurped your rights, we're going to fight with you. 300 people, according to one narration. They came to him and they said, we're going to fight with you. Imam said, you want to fight with me? You're going to help me get what's right for mine? They said, yes. He said, tomorrow morning, early morning, all 300 of you come, heads shaved. Sorry? All 300 of you, tomorrow morning, come with your heads shaved. Like let's say you go to Hajj and you shave your head, you come with your heads shaved. Out of the 300, how many do you think that turned up? 5. 5 people turned up. If you want a lesson in life, not all those who smile with you wants the best. Not all those who smile with you are truly your friends. Karbala, how many people of Abu Abdullah Hussein? How many? 72. Yes? I don't care how many people sent letters to Hussein saying, Ya Abu Abdullah from Kufa, come, we're going to help you. 72 turned up, those were the true friends. Lip service is one thing. You say, I love you, Abu Abdullah. Do you truly mean it? Those 72 that laid their lives down in Karbala, those were the true friends. That's what a true friend is. Number one, Imam said the time of adversity, when times are difficult for you, Your friend, a true friend, will be there for you. Number two, in your absence. See, Imam in Sermon 182 Nahj al-Balagh opens up because Sermon 182 is delivered after Siffin and is in a bit of grief because after the Battle of Siffin he had lost a good amount of companions. He had lost Ammar, he had, let's say, lost Khuzayb ibn Sabit, Dhul Shahadatain. He had lost Ibn Tayyahan as well, and I'll get to these shortly. Unfortunately, I'm trying to go through this as quick as I can because time is short. And it says, أين إخوان الذي ركبوا الطريق وسورة 182 ومضوا على الحق أين عمار وأين ابن الطيهان وأين ذو الشهادتين. He says, where are my brothers who took the right path and trod in righteousness? Where is Ammar? Ammar, I'm sure many of you know Ammar bin Yasir. Early Islam, he's there with Rasulullah. Through thick and thin of what the religion went through, Ammar bin Yasir is there. Ammar bin Yasir, his mother and father were the first shaheed in the history of the religion. Sumayya and Yasir were Ammar's parents. They were the first martyrs. Ammar gave everything he had for the sake of the religion. But most importantly, Ammar stayed loyal to Ali when others didn't. That's what a true friend. In times of difficult, Ammar was there with him. Badr, he was there. Uhud, he was there. Khandaq, he was there. Khaybar, he was there. Jamal, he was there. Siffin, he died at Siffin, but he was there. Times of adversity, Ammar was there. Second, he said your friends will protect you when you're in your absence, behind your back. The second person I mentioned is Ayna ibn Tayyahan. Now many of us have no idea who Ibn Tayyahan is. Ibn Tayyahan, his other name is Malik Abu Haytham al-Ansari. That doesn't help, does it? Because most of us have no idea who Malik bin Abu Haytham al-Ansari is. Abu Haytham al-Ansari was one of the chiefs of Medina when the Prophet was wanted to migrate, because what had happened was they sent letters to the Prophet. They said, Ya Rasulullah, if the people of Mecca don't appreciate you, we the people of Medina will welcome you. Malik was one of those chiefs, and most importantly, he was loyal to Ali after everybody left him. Number two, as I said, in your absence. The third, he says, Khuzayb bin Sabit, or Dhul Shahadatain. Dhul Shahadatain means the person who his witness counts as two. Usually in Islam, when we talk about witnesses in a court case, one person gives one witness. Khuzayb bin Sabit is the only person who his witness counts as two. Why? Rasulullah had bought a horse in the city of Medina from one of a man. And one day the man goes on to the city and he says, Muhammad got a horse from me, but I don't remember him paying. So he spread the rumor and the people are thinking, wait, our Prophet bought a horse and he didn't pay for it? Imagine, I want you to imagine, you have a friend, he's a good guy. And then someone spreads a rumor saying, look, this friend of yours, he scammed me. You're like, no, it can't be that guy. He's a nice guy. It can't be him. So the man spread the rumor saying the Prophet did not pay for the horse. The people came to his companions. They came to the first companion. They said, have you heard about what's going on? They said, what? They said, Muhammad did not pay for the horse. He got a horse off me and he didn't pay. What do you think of this? He said, I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't tell you. I'm sorry, Ya Rasulullah, I don't know if it was there, if you truly paid for it or not. They went to the second, said the same thing. Then they came to Khuzayb bin Sabit. They said, Khuzayb, what's your thoughts on this? Khuzayb said he paid for it 100%. They said, how do you know? He said, I know 100% Muhammad paid for that horse. He said, how do you know? He says, I gave my soul and life to Muhammad's religion. You think I'd doubt him about buying a horse? This is what a true friend is. He backs you up even in your absence. And the last and the final reason, or the reason of a true friend, is when you pass away, after your death. Your friend will back you even after you die. Adi bin Hatim al-Ta'i was one of the other companions of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen. One day he's in the presence of Muawiyah and Abdullah bin Zubayr. Abdullah bin Zubayr has a go at him because they're trying to make fun of him. And they say, Adi, Ali had lost one of his eyes fighting alongside Imam Ali at Jamal. He said, Ali, what happened to your eye? He knows exactly what happened to his eye. But he's trying to say it to make fun of him. He says, Ali, what happened to your eye? And he says, you want to know what happened? Chasing your father, Zubayr al-Jamal. Ali stepped back a little. Muawiyah then begins to laugh. He says, Abu Tarif, because Ali's son's name was Tarafa, Turayf, Tarif. Abu Tarif, your sons are dead. And all because of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Isn't that an injustice? Look at the reply of Ali ibn Hatim. He says that, no, that's not an injustice. I gave my sons for the love of Ali. That's not an injustice. You know what the injustice is? The injustice is that Ali ibn Hatim al-Ta'i is alive and Ali, his master, is not. Ali ibn Hatim al-Ta'i is alive and his master Ali is not. Hujr bin Ali, another companion. One day he's sitting in one of the majlises and they begin to curse Imam Ali. Unfortunately, that was a sad reality. It got to a point where they would curse Imam Ali on the minbar. So Ali stood up and said, how dare you curse my Imam? First of all, that's my Imam. Second of all, that's my brother. Third of all, that's my friend I will die for. How dare you curse Ali ibn Abi Talib? The man gave everything for the sake of the religion. How do you have the audacity to curse such a man? You know what they did? They captured him and they captured his son and they brought him to Muawiyah. They said, Fajr, we're going to have to kill you now for the crime that you did. So, what's your last wish? Fajr, his son's with him. Usually, as a father, what you do is you say, look, let my son go, you can kill me, I'll be the sacrifice. Right? That's what a normal father will do. Fajr does something interesting. He says, kill my son first. Muawiyah is shocked. He says, what do you mean? He says, kill my son first. They kill his son. And then you got Fajr smiling. Alhamdulillah. He says, why are you smiling? He says, I am smiling. And he takes a sigh of relief. He says, I am proud. I raised a son loving Ali. I had to wait for him to die for me to be in complete happiness. Why? He said, because if I had gone and my son was alive, there's an inch of doubt he would have turned towards your side, Muawiyah. And it's like, I can't take that chance. I raised the son loving Ali. If he were to go on the side of Muawiyah, I would have seen myself as a failure as a parent. But now that my son has died loving Abu Turab, I am happy. You can kill me. Because on the day of judgment, I can be risen with Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen and tell him, Ya Ali, I raised the son loving you. When everybody else left you, I was there with you. That's what a true friend is. So, to conclude, 3 criteria if you want to find a true friend. 1, in times of difficulty. 2, behind your back in your absence. And the last one, after your death. If it wasn't for the companions of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen, I tell you the wilayah of Ali would have not reached us today. May Allah make us amongst those who have good friends and truly help us, and not amongst those who are devious or even get devious friends. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.